Welcome to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. On this show, we use the Triggator Triangle, budget, save, and pay off debt to help you build a spending plan that fits your life, grow your savings with purpose, and knock out debt with confidence. And today, we're talking about something that doesn't show up on your bank statement, but shows up in your brain every time you check it. Money mindset. Because let's be honest, most of us have felt behind at some point. Behind on bills, behind on savings, behind on what we thought financial success should look like by now. And when that feeling hits, it's not just frustrating, it's paralyzing. You start comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel. You scroll past vacation pics, new cars, and just bought a house posts and wonder, what am I doing wrong? But here's the truth. Feeling behind isn't failure. It's a signal that it's time to reset your plan, not abandon it. A signal that your money mindset needs a makeover, not a meltdown. In this episode, we're going to walk through how to shift from guilt to clarity, from comparison to confidence, and from I'm behind to I'm leading. We'll talk about how to reset your Triggator Triangle with one goal per side so that you can stop trying to fix everything at once and start building momentum. We'll walk through the comparison detox, a practical way to identify spending driven by social pressure and reassign those dollars to what actually matters to you. And we'll reframe the idea of falling behind as a moment of leadership, not a moment of shame. Here's a stat to kick things off. According to a 2025 study by the Financial Wellness Institute, 68% of Americans say that they feel financially behind compared to their peers. But only 22% have a clear plan to move forward. That's not a math problem, that's a mindset problem. As The Office's Michael Scott once said, I know exactly what to do, but in a much more real sense, I have no idea what to do. That's where most people are with their money, and today we're going to fix that. So whether you're feeling stuck, scattered, or just sick of comparing your plans to someone else's progress, this episode is for you. Let's get into it. Reframe the feeling. Falling behind isn't failure, it's feedback. Let's start with a moment most of us have had, maybe even this week. You open up your banking app, you glance at your savings, you scroll through your transactions, and then it hits you. I'm behind. Behind on your goals, behind on your debt payoff, behind on what you thought financial success would look like by now. And that feeling, it's heavy, it's sticky. It doesn't just sit in your wallet, it sits on your chest. But here's the truth. Feeling behind isn't a failure, it's feedback. It's your brain saying, hey, something's off, let's fix it. It's not your brain saying you blew it, game over. Let me tell you a quick story. Back when I was working 3 side hustles and trying to build a spending plan that didn't collapse every time I got paid late, I had a moment. I was sitting in my car staring at a $0 balance, and I was wondering how was I going to cover gas and groceries. I felt behind, I felt ashamed, I felt like I was failing. But then I realized something. I wasn't failing. I was just in the wrong plan for the season I was in. I didn't need to start over, I needed to reset. That's what this section is about. Reframing falling behind as a signal to reset, not a reason to quit. The psychology of behind. According to a 2025 study by the Financial Health Network, 71% of Americans say they felt financially behind in the past year, but only 19% took action to reset their plan. Why? Because we confuse feeling behind with being broken. But here's the mindset shift. You're not broken. You're building. And building, it takes time. It takes adjustments. It takes resets. Think of it like GPS. You miss a turn, and what does it say? Recalculating. It doesn't say, you idiot, you missed your turn, or you're lost forever, just recalculating. Your spending plan should work the same way. When you feel behind, don't try to fix everything at once. That's a fast track to burnout. Instead, reset your Triggator Triangle with one goal per side. We're going to get further into that, but here's a little teaser. Budget. Pick one category to clean up. Maybe it's groceries, maybe it's subscriptions, just one. Save. Choose a peace of mind fund to feed, emergency, alligator, or fun, whatever needs the attention. Pay off debt. Pick one debt to attack, not all of them, just one. This is how you shift from chaos to clarity, from guilt to guidance, from I'm behind to I'm leading. Remember in Ted Lasso when Coach Beard tells Ted, you know what the happiest animal on earth is? A goldfish. You know why? It's got a 10-second memory. That's the energy that we need when we feel behind. Be a goldfish. Forget the shame. Reset the plan and move forward. Because leadership isn't about never falling behind. It's about knowing how to reset when you do. Remember, you're not behind. You're just recalculating. And every time you reset your triangle with one clear goal per side, you're not just budgeting, you're leading. So take a breath, pick your goals, and let's move forward on purpose. The comparison detox. Stop spending to keep up and start spending with purpose. Let's talk about one of the most subtle but powerful financial dream stealers. It's not emergencies, it's not impulse buys, it's not even subscriptions that you forgot to cancel. It's comparison. Comparison spending is when your money decisions are driven by what you think you should be doing based on what you see other people doing. You see your brother's new truck, your cousin's kitchen remodel, that neighbor that you haven't spoken to in 10 years that just posted about their new backyard oasis. And then suddenly, your perfectly functional car, your kitchen, and your patio feel like they belong in a museum exhibit titled Before the Upgrade. So what do? You spend. Not because it fits your plan, not because it aligns with your goals, not because it aligns with your values, but because it fits someone else's highlight reel. And here's the kicker. Sometimes you go into debt for all of this. You trade your financial goals for a luxury that you didn't even really want in the first place. And now you're paying for it, literally for years. And instead of feeling proud, you feel stuck. You're servant to the purchase that never matched your vision in the first place. The psychology of comparison spending. According to a 2025 study by the Behavioral Finance Institute, 62% of Americans say that they've made a financial decision based on social pressure or comparison in the last year. That includes purchases, upgrades, and even debt decisions. But here's the truth, luxuries aren't the problem. In fact, I want everyone listening to be able to purchase the luxuries that align with their values. The problem is when we trade our vision for someone else's version. When we spend to keep up instead of spending to move forward. But here's the good news. You can detox from comparison. You can spot it. You can stop it. And you can reassign those dollars to what actually matters to you. Step 1, spot the comparison triggers. Ask yourself, what am I most tempted to spend based on what others are doing? What purchases have I made recently that weren't part of my spending plan, but felt like I should do them? That's your comparison trail. Follow it, audit it, and don't judge it, but you need to notice it. Step 2, reconnect with your vision. Now that you've spotted your triggers, it's time to reconnect with what your actual goals are. Ask, what do I want my money to support? What luxuries do I truly value? What makes me feel proud when I spend on it? This is where the Triggator Triangle comes in. Instead of spending to keep up, spend to move forward. Budget. Assign dollars to categories that reflect your values. Save. Build peace of mind funds that support your goals. Pay off debt. Reclaim your income and your confidence. Because when your money has a mission, it doesn't wander. Remember in Encanto when Maribel doesn't get a magical door like the rest of her family? She spends most of the movie feeling like she's not enough because she doesn't have exactly what they have. But by the end, she realizes her value isn't in a gift. It's in her leadership, her love, and her ability to bring her family together. That's you. Your value isn't in your purchases. It's in your purpose. And your spending plan, it's your door. It's your magic. It's your way of leading your life with clarity, not comparison. Step 3, reassign the comparison dollars. Take one recent purchase that was driven by comparison and ask, what could that money have done for my peace of mind fund? What debt could that have attacked? What luxury could I save for that actually aligns with my values? Then make the move, reassign it, redirect it, redeem it. Because every dollar you lead is a dollar that builds your future, not someone else's. Comparison is a thief. It steals your clarity, it steals your confidence, it steals your plan. But when you detox from comparison and reconnect with your vision, your money stops reacting and starts leading. So take a breath, audit your triggers, reassign your dollars, and remember, luxuries are beautiful when they are aligned with your values. To get there, you need clarity, you need momentum, and you need goals. And you've got all three. Reset your triangle, one goal per side to build momentum. Let's talk about what you do when your spending plan feels like it's been hit by a tornado of guilt, comparison, and overwhelm. You've felt behind. You've spent to keep up. You've lost sight of your goals. So what now? You reset your triangle. Not with a full overhaul, not a 37-point spreadsheet, just one goal per side. That's it. There's a principle that I learned from Dallin H. Oaks that stuck with me ever since. He taught that when you're trying to improve, you don't make a list of 20 things. Don't even make a list of 10. Just pick 2 or 3 things to focus on. Why? Because when you narrow your focus, you increase your impact. You get those 2 or 3 things done and done well. Then, once they're completed, you pick a new 2 or 3. That's how real progress happens, not through overwhelm, but through intentional focus. And that's exactly what you're going to do when you reset your Triggator Triangle. Because when your money feels scattered, the cure isn't complexity, it's clarity. Why one goal per side works. Here's the psychology behind it. When we're overwhelmed, we tend to either freeze or overcorrect. We try to fix everything at once, cut every category, save every dollar, pay off every debt, and end up doing none of it. But when you focus on one goal per side, you create momentum, you create wins, you create clarity. And clarity, that is the antidote of guilt. We gave you a little taste of the one goal per side a little bit earlier, but now we're really going to dive in. Step 1, budget. Pick one category to clean up. Start with the budget side of your triangle. Ask yourself, what's one category that's been messy, bloated, or just out of control? Maybe it's groceries, maybe it's dining out, maybe it's those pesky subscriptions. Pick one, just one. Then ask, what does clean look like for this category? Is it setting a weekly limit? Is it switching stores? Is it canceling 2 unused subscriptions? Whatever it is, make it simple, make it doable, and make it yours. This isn't about restriction. It's about realignment. Step 2, save. Choose one peace of mind fund to feed. Next, move to the save side. Pick one fund to focus on, whether it's your emergency fund for those unpredictable times, the alligator fund for those inevitable non-monthly expenses, the fun fund for the joyful. Ask which one feels most urgent right now. Then assign a number, even if it's just $10, even if it's just $5, because saving isn't about the amount, it's about the assignment and building the momentum. And when you assign dollars with purpose, you stop drifting and start leading. Step 3, pay off debt. Pick one target to attack. Now for the pay off debt side. Pick one debt, not all of them, just one. Ask, which debt feels emotionally heavy? Put in a custom plan. Which one is small enough to knock out fast? Input a snowball. Which one is costing me the most in interest? Insert an avalanche. Whichever one you decide, make the move. Even if it's just $25, even if it's just $10, because every payment is a vote for your future. Every payment is a step towards freedom. And when you focus your energy, you build that momentum. Remember in Avengers Endgame, when the team is scattered, broken, and unsure how to move forward? They don't try to fix everything at once. They regroup, they focus, they pick one mission, reverse the snap. That's your triangle reset. You're not trying to solve every financial problem in one day. You're assembling your plan. You're choosing your mission and leading with clarity. And when your triangle is aligned, you are unstoppable. Step 4, build your weekly rhythm. Once you've picked your 3 goals, build a rhythm to support them. Weekly check-in, 15 minutes to review your plan. Friday fund transfer, automate savings, even if it's small. Debt move Monday, make one extra payment each week. These aren't chores, they're leadership habits. They're how you stay aligned. They're how you stay in motion. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a purposeful one. One goal per side, one step at a time, one paycheck at a time. Because when you reset your triangle with clarity, your money doesn't just behave, it builds. And you're not behind, you're leading. You've made it to the end of the Money Mindset Makeover. And if you're still here, you're not just listening, you're leading. In this episode, we've walked through how to reframe falling behind as feedback, not failure. How to reset your Triggator Triangle with one goal per side. How to detox from comparison spending and reconnect with your values. Because here's the truth. You're not behind, you're recalculating. And every time you reset your triangle with clarity, you're not just budgeting, you're building momentum. Today's challenge is simple but powerful. Pick one goal per side on your triangle. Budget, choose that one category to clean up. Save, pick a peace of mind fund to feed. Pay off debt, identify that one debt and how you're going to attack it. Write them down, assign your next paycheck with purpose, and commit to leading your money, not reacting to it. Because when your goals are clear, your plan follows. Got a triangle reset that helped you breathe easier? A comparison detox win that gave you clarity? Or a moment when you finally felt like you were leading your plan? Email me at podcast@Triggator.com. I want to hear your story and maybe it can help others to keep their triangle moving. Or you can message me on Instagram, Facebook, or X @Triggator. If this episode helped you shift your mindset, follow the show so that your next paycheck starts with clarity. Leave a review, especially if this helped you ditch guilt and lead with confidence. Share this episode with a friend who's tired of feeling behind and ready to lead. And don't forget to follow @Triggator on social media for behind-the-scenes content, encouragement, and a few memes that might just make your day. Coming up next time, the subscription strategy shift, how to reclaim your paycheck without cutting joy. If your subscriptions are quietly draining your paycheck, or you're tired of the just cancel everything advice, this one's for you. We'll walk through how to run a quick quarterly subscription audit using a joy versus value filter, how to reassign found money to your peace of mind fund or pay off debt, and how to build a purpose plan for recurring expenses that spark progress. Because reclaiming your paycheck isn't about restriction, it's about strategy. You don't need to catch up. You need to lead forward. Your goals are valid. Your plan is powerful. And your progress, it starts with clarity. So reset your triangle, reclaim your vision, and remember, you're not behind, you're building something that lasts. Thanks for listening to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. See you next time.